Did you know that transferring your driver license to Alabama right after you move can actually open doors to local insurance discounts? It's true. Welcome to this explainer. Look, transitioning your license isn't just some boring legal necessity, it is literally the absolute first step to truly settling into your new home. So today, let's dive into the exact steps you need to take to legally transition your ID after making your big move to the heart of Dixie.
We all know moving is completely overwhelming, right? I mean, unpacking boxes, learning your new neighborhood, figuring out your new commute, it's a lot. But successfully transferring your license is the golden key to officially establishing your roots here. It secures your local driving privileges, keeps you legally compliant, and honestly, it helps you avoid some massive headaches down the road, including some pretty serious insurance complications.
And there is one very specific number you really need to keep in mind here, and that number is 30. You have exactly 30 days from the moment you establish your new residency to legally transfer your out-of-state license to Alabama. That is a seriously tight window, so we've kind of got to get moving.
Okay, to make this as painless as possible, here's our roadmap for today. We're going to quickly hit the 30-day deadline, gathering your documents, planning your ALA visit, the application itself, post-transfer actions, and some final road tips. Let's just jump right in.
Starting with Section 1, the 30-day deadline, or as I like to call it, the ticking clock.
So the Code of Alabama states very clearly that every new resident must procure an Alabama driver's license within 30 days after establishing residence. And guys, this isn't just a friendly suggestion. It's a strict statutory timeframe. If you drive on your old out-of-state license past this 30-day grace period, you're driving illegally. That exposes you to traffic citations, fines, and if you happen to get into an accident, some really messy insurance complications.
Now, there are a few lucky folks who get a pass on this rule. Active duty military personnel and their immediate families who are stationed in Alabama, along with full-time non-resident students enrolled in an Alabama school, can keep driving on their valid home state credentials. Federal employees driving government vehicles on official business and certain foreign nationals also have specific exemptions. But if you don't fall into one of those specific buckets, your 30-day clock is officially ticking.
Moving right along to Section 2, gathering your required documents. This is the all-important checklist, because showing up unprepared is the #1 reason people get turned away.
ALEA enforces some pretty rigorous document verification to prevent fraud. Basically, it's like a scavenger hunt where you have to prove 3 things: exactly who you are, your Social Security enrollment, and exactly where you live. First up, grab your current out-of-state license and your original Social Security card. To prove your identity, you need one primary document, so think a certified U.S. birth certificate or an unexpired U.S. passport. Next, you need to prove your physical Alabama residency with 2 distinct documents. A recent utility bill or a lease agreement works perfectly for this. Oh, and if you're under 19, make sure to bring proof of school enrollment or graduation too.
Okay, I really need you to pay attention to this massive red flag warning. ALA will systematically reject any photocopies, digital reproductions on your phone, or altered documents. Seriously, do not bring a printout of a scan. Actually, don't even try showing them a PDF on your phone. You absolutely must bring your original or certified official copies. There is literally nothing worse than waiting in line just to get sent home, so double-check that folder before you leave the house.
All right, Section 3, planning your ALEA visit, and more importantly, beating those lines. You cannot do an out-of-state transfer online or at just any standard county office. It has to be done in person at a specific Alabama law enforcement agency, or ALEA, driver license examining office. You can find a map of these on their website. And look, while limited walk-ins are sometimes accepted, do yourself a massive favor and book an appointment online at alabama-dl.alea.gov. Scheduling ahead of time is literally the best way to bypass those notoriously long DMV lines.
Section 4, the application process step by step. So you've got your appointment, you've got your original documents. What actually happens when you walk through those doors? Well, the physical application is surprisingly straightforward. It basically boils down to 3 main steps. First, you're going to surrender your old out-of-state card to the examiner. Yep, say goodbye, you don't get to keep it. Second, you'll take a really quick in-office vision test and smile for your brand new ID photo. The good news? Unless your out-of-state license has been expired for over a year, Alabama generally does not require you to take a new written or driving test. Huge relief, right? Finally, step 3, you pay up. Speaking of paying up, what's the damage to your wallet? The total out-of-pocket cost to transfer a standard Class D license is exactly $41.25. That covers a $5 transfer fee
plus the $36.25 license purchase fee.
But here is another major pitfall you need to avoid. ALA offices completely refuse personal checks. That's a hard no. You have to bring either cash or a credit card. And just a quick heads up so you aren't surprised, using a card like Visa, MasterCard, or Discover will tack on a 4% convenience fee to your total charge.
All right, Section 5, Post-Transfer Actions and FAQs. What happens next? You've passed the vision test, taken a great picture, and paid your $41. What happens in the days and years following your visit?
Let's look at this timeline. On day 1, you walk out of the ALE office with a temporary paper license. Keep that in your wallet whenever you drive. Then, within 30 days, your fancy new permanent hard card will arrive in the mail. Once you're in the system, you enter Alabama's 4-year renewal cycle. Your license will expire every 4 years on your birthday, though the state does give you a nice 60-day grace period for renewals. But remember, and this is crucial, Alabama does not mail you a reminder before your license expires. So definitely put a reminder in your calendar.
So here's your post-visit checklist. Before you even stand up to leave the desk, verify that your mailing address is entered perfectly in the system. Otherwise, your permanent card is going to get lost in the mail. If it doesn't arrive within 30 days, give ALEA a call at 334-242-4400. Also, remember that getting your driver license is just step 1. With your new ID in hand, your very next stops are your local county office to update your vehicle tags and a quick phone call to your auto insurance provider to get those local Alabama rates.
Wrapping things up with Section 6, Final Tips for the Road and Staying Compliant.
Quick disclaimer before we go, state regulations, exact fee amounts, and office procedures are absolutely subject to change. It is always best practice to double-check the official ALEA website at alea.gov right before you head to the office. It's better to be safe than sorry.
Transitioning to a new state is a huge life event, but knocking out this driver license transfer early, it's going to make everything else so much smoother. Be sure to subscribe to this channel for more actionable tips on relocating to Alabama. And definitely drop a comment below if you have any questions about conquering this whole process. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Ultimately, your new driver license is way more than just a piece of plastic. It's your official welcome to the community. So, are your documents ready for the road? Safe driving out there on your new Alabama highways.